So Hina, what are we doing with these today?
We're gonna sword fight.
Sword fight?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Well, we're making Mutton Seekh Kebab. So kebabs are my most favorite things to eat, partly because they're so easy to make, but then also, you know, you can have them as appetizers, you can have them as part of your main course, and they're just so delicious.
I love them.
Yeah, and you can make kebabs out of chicken, you can make kebabs out of mutton, and I especially love mutton kebabs.
Me too.
Because I think there's just something about the flavor that comes out of, you know, putting a lot of seasoning with the mutton and then cooking them or grilling them. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make Mutton Seekh Kebab.
Seekh meaning stick? Is that kind of the...
Yeah, I think so. I've never looked it up, but I think Seekh means a stick.
Okay.
And the idea is that you take skewers, kind of like these long skewers, and then you take minced goat meat or mutton. You can also use lamb meat for this. I'm going to use mutton or goat. So you take minced meat and then you season them with different kinds of spices, which is what I'll show you today. And then we'll just let the mix rest for a little bit, and then we'll roll this out on these skewers, and then we're going to grill them.
Grill them. Okay, well, we got the grill fired up. It's ready to go for you.
Yes, exactly. So I'm so excited to make them, and I've made them many times before, and you've had them, right?
I've eaten them many times before, and I can't wait to eat them again.
Yeah. All right, well, let's quickly take a look at the ingredients.
Great.
All right, so our goat meat is here, and you can see that it's, you know, pretty dry, and which is what you really want it to be. All right, so now I'm going to start adding other ingredients to the mix here. So first we're going to start with onion. So I've got very finely chopped onion here that I'm going to add to it. Again, you want to make sure that the onion's really finely chopped, because in this kebab you don't want, like, you know, big chunks of onion. It's not going to taste very good. The other thing that I also did is onion typically has a lot of water in it, or liquid in it. So I try to, once I chop the onion, I've drained most of the water and try to keep it as dry as possible. You know, so in goes the onion. Next, I have ginger garlic paste. Again, I've used store-bought ginger garlic paste, but then I've drained or squeezed all the water out of it. You can use a cloth to do it. You can use a tea strainer to do it, which is what I've done. And as you can see, there's so much water that's coming out of the ginger garlic paste here. Okay, so I think this is good. Next, I have chopped green chilies that I'm going to add here. Depending on how spicy you want this to be, you can add more green chilies or less green chilies. I've got cilantro, chopped cilantro or coriander leaves that I'm going to add in here. Good amount of cilantro goes in here. That will give it a lot of, like, freshness. Again, I've chopped it really fine. Okay. All right, so next we're going to add our dry spices. So I have a whole bunch of spices here. First, I have turmeric powder. Then I have red chili powder. Again, if you want it to be super spicy, you can add more red chili powder to it. This is cinnamon powder. And then I have cumin powder. We have coriander powder. This is garam masala. And then there's salt to taste. All right, so I'm just going to add all of our spices in here, and it goes. Nice. One more thing that I'm going to add to this is amchur powder or dry mango powder. This is going to give it a little bit of tanginess, because you don't want liquid in here, so I'm not putting like lime juice or lemon juice in here. So this dry mango powder or amchur powder is going to give it that nice tangy flavor. So in that goes. All right, so that's most of our ingredients, and I'm going to mix this really well. And I typically like to get in there with my hands, so. Because you want to make sure that your meat absorbs all of this seasoning. Okay, so now we've got two more ingredients that we're going to add to this. Right, so I have some mayonnaise in here that I'm gonna add. This adds to the creaminess in the kebab so that when you grill it, your kebab doesn't get super dry. This is gonna give it a little bit more richness in there. If you don't have mayo, then you can also use cream maybe or malai just to give it a little bit more, you know, creaminess in there. And then I'm gonna mix this up just a little bit. Okay, good. And then the last thing is I have besan here, also known as gram flour. So this is about 1/4 cup of besan. Again, depending on how you know how wet your kebab mix is, you can use this besan to kind of bind it together. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this because my mixture is pretty dry. So besan, you know, we're using besan just to bind our kebab mix so it stays all kind of together when we grill it. I remember the other day when I was making this, my kebab mix was a little on the wet side of it, so I added some more besan, and that really helped to kind of, you know, bring it all together. So yeah, this is about 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup of besan. I think that's good enough here. So just give this good mix here. All right, looks like our kebab mix is pretty much ready to go now. You can see how nicely it all, you know, sort of comes together, which is what really you're looking for.
Well, it smells really good.
But it's still raw, it needs to be cooked.
Yeah, it's still raw. So we're ready to put this on the skewers and throw it on the grill, right, Ina?
No, almost there, but not all the way. So what I typically like to do is I like to let this sit in the fridge and let it rest for at least 5 to 6 hours.
5 to 6 hours?
Yeah,
I have to wait that long?
Oh yeah, you have to. But trust me, these will be very delicious when we cook them. And the reason I do that is because I think there's two things. One is you want all these spices to really marinate and come together with the meat.
That makes sense.
If you were to just cook it right now, I think it would be okay, but it won't taste as good because, you know, all the spices haven't had the chance to just really bind together.
That makes sense.
And the other reason is the longer you let this rest in the fridge or even on your countertop, if it's, you know, cold, if it's a cold day, if it's winter, then it just dries out a little bit more, and then it becomes so much easier to work with because when you roll this out on a skewer, you're not going to have any issues there.
Cool. Well, off to the fridge to rest.
For at least 5 to 6 hours, I would say. Yeah. So typically, I mean, I remember when my mom would make this, or, you know, I've seen people make this, they would typically do this the day before. So let's say if, you know, today is when you have some guest over, or just, you know, you're making these kebabs, then preferred the evening, you know, before, just make all of this, pop this in the fridge, and then in the morning, start grilling your kebabs.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so we're gonna put this in the fridge, and then I'll see you back in about 5 to 6 hours, and then we're gonna grill the kebabs, Seekh kebabs, and they're gonna be so delicious. Can't wait to eat them.
All right, me too.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, so it's been what, 5.5 hours or so?
Yeah.
And the meat is rested, it's out of the fridge. So Hina, what's the next step here? What are we gonna do?
All right, so next we have about 4 skewers. So this is kind of what we're using.
Okay.
And what we're gonna do is we'll start by brushing these with some oil, just regular cooking oil.
Okay.
That will make sure that when we grill our kebabs, it's easy to get them out of the skewer and they don't stick. I've had some bad experiences in past that I've learned from. So it's very important to season, you know, the skewers with oil. So we're gonna start with that. So I've just got a brush, and this is just regular cooking oil that I'm using. And I'm just gonna go
just a light little coat
like
of
that.
oil
Yeah,
on them, right?
just a little bit.
Cool.
Okay.
If you put them together, you can
do you want to do
them.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. He's got some great ideas. Oh, look at that.
Flip them over. Another little coat here. I'm in a hurry to eat.
Yeah.
I want to eat these kebabs so bad. I love them.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think
Skewers are oiled.
Yep, we've got that taken care of. Next, we have our kebab mix, and as you can see, this is really nice, and it's not very loose. It's got a good texture
it looks
to
pretty
it.
dry.
So this is really good to roll it out on the kebab. Okay, all right. So the next step that we're gonna do is I've got the skewer here. I'm just going to grab like, you know, kind of like a handful of the kebab mix here, and we're gonna start by rolling this on the skewer.
So you're just pressing it around it and kind of thinning it out a little bit.
Right. And you just, you know, kind of keep doing that. Sometimes, you know, it does tend to kind of like fall off the skewer, but that's okay. Just, you know, be gentle with it. Just keep pressing it and, you know, keep stretching it out.
Okay.
You know, that's kind of the goal here. So you're just stretching it out. And I like these kebabs to be pretty thin. That way, you know, they cook fast, and they'll cook evenly too. I think if you keep them too thick, then they're not going to cook nicely.
The faster they cook, the faster I can eat them.
Yes. I'm going to take some.
Yeah, that looks great. You're a pro.
No, say that again.
You're a pro. That looks great.
Oh, thank you. Okay. All right. So I think this looks good to me.
Looks good to me.
Yeah. So I think...
One down, 3 to go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to make sure that they're all even on all sides.
Right.
All right, so our skewers are ready. One last thing that I'm going to do before we take this to the grill is I'll brush these with some oil, just light oil. This helps to cook them nicely, but then also this way, you know, they won't stick to the grill.
Okay, well, let's throw these kebabs on the grill. I've got the grill fired up. It's nice and hot. So let's get these guys cooking here. I've got 2 burners on. Put these nice kebabs back here in the back. There we go. They're sizzling already. Looking good. Now, one thing I am going to do here, though, is I'm going to turn the burners on low. I want these to cook nice and low and slow. Okay? So that's it. Now, I'll turn these about every 5 minutes. Okay, let's take a look. It's been about 5 minutes. So let's take a look at these guys, see how they're doing. Let's see, let's take a little peek here. Oh, that looks beautiful. Just what we're looking for. I love those grill marks on there. These are cooking up nice. You want to be nice and gentle with them though, because they are delicate. All right, these guys are done. Hina's given her stamp of approval, so we're going to pull them off the grill here. I'm just going to use a mitt. Pull these off, and let's go plate them up.
All right, so our kebabs are ready, and they look absolutely delicious.
I can't wait to dig into those.
And I just could not believe how easily they just slid right off the skewer. That was awesome. So how long did you cook these, Sean?
I would say 5 minutes per side.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I kind of made, you know, I know they're round, but I kind of forced them into 4 sides and 5 minutes a side. So.
Yeah, okay. I am so hungry that I can't wait to eat them. Now again, once we got them off the grill,
well, I'm just going to show you.
Yeah, we let it sit for, I would say about 2 to 3 minutes before we try to get them off the skewer. Because typically when they're super, super hot, you know, it's not a good thing to get them off the skewer. So let them rest for like a couple minutes and then get them off the skewer.
And they just slid right off.
And oh yeah, so all the oil that we put on top of these kebabs really worked.
I can really smell the onion.
One thing that I just love about Seekh Kebabs is just this beautiful aroma that you get from them while you're grilling them. Oh, they're so good.
These are fantastic, Hina.
Yeah.
That is delicious.
I really love them. They are so good. Now, I'm just eating it as it is, but these go perfectly well with like a yogurt sauce that you want to make with mint and cilantro. So you can do a lot of cool chutneys and sauce with it and eat it with that too.
Yeah, sounds good. We're going to have them with a curry tonight, right, for dinner?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait. Well, those were pretty easy, Hina, really.
I know, you know, that's right. I know some people feel very intimidated by making kebabs, but I think that kebabs are quite easy to make. All you have to do is you just get the mix together, let it sit in the fridge. That's my pro tip for sure. Let your kebab mix rest for a good 5 to 6 hours. Don't rush them.
And oil those skewers.
Yes, yes. Oil those skewers so they, you know, your kebabs will slide right off the skewers really quick.
It's so good.
I know, they're so
Such
tasty.
a depth of flavor.
Yeah.
With all those spices in there. So many layers.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, they're very delicious and they go perfectly well with roti. Or you can have them with rice as well. So anyways, this was so much fun. I hope you enjoyed watching our video and learning about how to make Seekh Kebab. If you're already a subscriber, then thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. If you're not, then don't forget to click on that bell icon and subscribe to the channel so you can see a lot of fun and exciting food recipes.
All right, we got lots of videos planned, right, Hina?
Yeah, lots of them. And if you enjoyed watching Sean grill today, then give us a thumbs up too.
Yeah.
This is his first time on the video cooking with me.
Yeah.
Usually he's out here trying all this yummy food, but today I was like, you know, you gotta really cook.
I've added some value, some worth there. Okay.
Yeah,
I earned my kebab today.
Yes, you did. So thank you so much for watching and stay safe and take care. Love you all.
Bye now.